Welcome back to Arc News. For those who are new here, this is Arc News. I usually try to cover it every Friday if there is some pretty substantial news that comes out for Arc, and today there is, with this brand new screenshot. There is quite a bit going on here. It's kind of overstimulating, especially for me at first. I was like, whoa. And this actually shows us a lot more than I was expecting that we were going to see from this map. So before we go over everything, I'll just do kind of a quick overview so you can see it on screen. But first, let's go ahead and cover just, the nitty gritty detail that Art gave us, and then we'll kind of cover the photo more in depth because there's a lot of hidden things in here that you would only understand if you've been paying attention to the other community crunches. First off, it says, welcome to another edition of the community crunch. The simulation is stretching to its limits, and on July 2nd, the boundaries fracture completely, with the official arrival of Genesis Ascended Part 1 and Arc Tides of Fortune. The world transforms into a massive, uncharted nautical frontier. Survivors will soon trade solid ground for rolling waves in physics-driven waters, charting courses across vast oceans in search of buried fortunes, custom fleets built to clash in explosive naval warfare, and the kind of high seas trouble that only Bob could insist is completely, unquestionably true. For now, enjoy the calm before the tide rolls in. Stockpile your resources, rally your crew, and take one last look at the shore. The sea is calling, but keep an eye on the shifting clouds too. The ocean isn't the only place where legends are beginning to stir. Now, this is all that they give us, unfortunately. There's no new information. I was a bit disappointed in that. I wish that we got a little bit more, but it does give us kind of a lot in here. First of all, it covers more about the physics, driven oceans like it was talking about, and it talks more about just explosive naval warfare, which was something that I was more interested on too, because I thought that with cannons, it would just kind of damage the structure and that it would sink, but it sounds like we're going to be able to blow stuff up, which is kind of a big deal, especially for me. I love when things blow up. It's fun, okay? Leave me alone. Anyways, this was really all that they gave us, but this last paragraph was kind of interesting to me because, first of all, it talks about keeping an eye on the shifting clouds. And at first I was like, oh, okay, that's probably weather, right? With the wave systems comes, the bad weather with like rain, thunderstorms, all that. But then it says, the ocean isn't the only place where legends are beginning to stir. I'm not entirely sure what they mean by this, and it does kind of really make you wonder, are we getting another creature that they haven't announced yet? Which, by the way, we are. There are two new creatures in this image, which I will go over more in a second. It's just interesting. Are we getting some kind of flyer, like some other big flyer other than, the parrot, which I kind of already talked about with the other crunch? Either way, this still gives us a lot. So let's go ahead and cover this image because it throws a lot at your face. So first off, we have the main logo at the top finally, which is pretty cool there. It looks like it was actually slightly updated as well compared to the last time that we saw it. Right off the back, we have 4 main pirate ships. We have 2 little side ships, one of the rafts with what looks like, it looks like a completely different raft. This doesn't just look like a normal raft. It almost looks like one with a skin on it, which would be kind of interesting. So first off, let's go ahead and cover the main thing that just really is popping out to you, the procedural island in the background. As you can see there, that is one of the islands. It has a fortress on this, and if you know anything about Genesis 1, you would know this is, there's nothing even in this image that looks anything like what we used to have on Genesis 1. So for you fans that were hoping that you'd get, those taller kind of towering terrain pieces, it's looking like we're not going to get any of those because even in the background, there really is nothing. I don't see anything at all, unfortunately. So yeah, that's probably going to piss off a good amount of people. They could still add it, but I don't think that they are. But yeah, so right away we see this massive structure. It's kind of like a fortress almost. It has a blue flag on top as well as what looks like a lighthouse, I believe. It's kind of an interesting looking lighthouse, but it does kind of look like that. Also on top, you see some kind of fire, almost as if, people are fighting on top, which brings a whole nother rumor that I was talking about in the last couple videos about there being pirate NPCs. It's not confirmed, but I think Arc was hinting at it with this. Because you can see cannons that are firing off from the fortress from all of the angles, not to mention the other 20 cannons just being fired all over the place here. But overall, I think that there are some kind of NPCs, and why I think that, Arc doesn't show any players on that island at all, but they're still showing cannons. And usually whenever Ark's trying to hide something, they take it out of an image, or they just don't want you to really see it. So why wouldn't Ark put, characters in the background out there that are, actively shooting, or, holding up a sword or something to kind of say, hey, like, fighting all, whatever. I'm willing to bet my entire channel on this. Okay, maybe not, but I believe we are getting some kind of form of pirate NPCs, and potentially mermaids, by the way. That would be kind of cool. But more importantly, pirate NPCs. We've seen NPCs in the past with many other maps, like with Lost Colony and then on Estrellos. Why wouldn't they do it on here? They already have the system in place. It would kind of make sense. But alright, enough yapping. Let's cover some other things in this. First of all, again, directly in the middle, you can see a player being shot out of a cannon. And yes, you heard that right. You can now shoot players out of cannons, which we have in many other games. And, when it comes to pirate stuff and all that, yeah, that kind of makes sense. That's kind of in the lore of many other movies and games and all that. So yeah, you can shoot players out of cannons onto other ships. For you people that play PvP, I'm sorry, this is going to destroy the entire game again. So quit PvP now while you still can, because people are going to find a way to use cannons to just shoot straight into your base, and then your base is getting blown up. So yeah, sorry about that. Anyways, we have the main pirate ships on the left. Let's go ahead and cover that first. Now, in the last couple areas where they posted some images, we saw all these little icons on the flags, and this 100% does confirm it, that these are customizable flags and customizable ships, which we already kind of knew. But the flags, it looks like you can have any image on it that you want. I'm hoping that it's not just, a base set of like 30 different images, and it's actually a set of multiple images that you can actually import and place on the flags. That would be pretty cool. But that's also probably not going to go too well on official if you know. But who knows. Anyways, right on the pirate ship, we can see here, this is a new pirate ship. Actually, both of these appear to be new pirate ships. This looks kind of like a steampunk version. I could be wrong here, but it looks like it's themed around steampunk. I saw some people comment that in the last couple videos of mine, talking about how they wanted a steampunk pirate ship, and guess what? I believe it just came true there. Again, I could be super wrong, and I hope that I'm not, but it does kind of give off that vibe there. The ship that is directly behind it over there, which is also green, has another different kind of look to it. It's more of like, I don't even really know how to say it. It's very different. It's more like, I don't know, arky, if that makes sense, compared to like pirates. It's kind of like an arky theme, but it's kind of hard to also see back there as well. Then we have something else that this confirms. We have smaller, like, little decoy ships, or not really decoys. They're basically smaller, like, side ships, to go park your ship out in the sea, and then you can take your little side boats in somewhere. You can clearly see that. We have 2 of those that you can see, so we are getting those. That's actually huge. And it looks like you're able to put stuff on it, because these ships, they appear to be bigger than what the image is trying to portray them as. If you look at it decently close, you can kind of see there's like a little cabin on the back of it, and it's being shot at with some cannons. So at first I thought it was like maybe smaller than a raft or something, but no. And you can also confirm this with the other one back there, kind of towards the middle. It has the red flag on it. There are cannons being shot off of that, meaning it's a decently sized ship. So I think that those are the standard ships, and these big ships are the galleons, or the galleons, however. Okay, that I'm keeping that in. But yeah, so we have smaller ships, and then we have the big galleon ships, which are just enormous boats. By the way, if you did play Atlas, you would know they are massive ships. So that's going to be pretty cool to see. Something else we also see, which I kind of already went over, is that little raft in the middle that looks different than any other raft that I've seen. We have 3 players on there, it looks like, and they all have different kind of pirate outfits, which you see with many of the other players on here as well. That confirms that we are 100% getting some kind of, hopefully, pirate armor, but more importantly, we're getting, a lot more skins here. Now, another reason why I believe that that is a steampunk ship, look at the player that is riding this shark, which, by the way, I'll cover that in a second. His armor skin sets don't really look, okay, actually, the more that I look at it, it does kind of look more like piratey theme, but it kind of reminds me of steampunk almost in a kind of a different way. He also appears to be holding some kind of shotgun that doesn't look like any other shotgun that I've seen. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, that's a musket. That's one of those little like handheld musket guns, not like the long ones, but that is a shorter one. So yeah, I mean, that's confirmed. We are getting new guns and new weapons. That's going to be pretty sick. And also, I want to cover something else. He is riding a megalodon that is jumping out of the water. Now, this could just be for show, but the Megalodon is not the right size. The Megalodon is very skinny. And this is indeed, I don't believe this is a Megalodon. The fins don't match up. The coloration pattern doesn't match up as well. I believe this is some kind of new shark in a way, like maybe a great white shark or something. So I believe we are getting a brand new shark. It's probably going to get ported over from Atlas, but who cares? We finally have another shark. The last one, well, I think that brings us to 3 total sharks now. I can't think. I'm probably wrong there. That's pretty cool though. It could just be a Megalodon though, but I don't think Ark would put a Megalodon on here. It doesn't really make sense. Either way, we're getting a new type of shark, I believe. Not confirmed, but I do believe. Then over on the right, we have the axolotl, and we do have a girl with the outfit on over there. Those outfits do look pretty good, by the way. And she also has a parrot on her wrist. I don't know if they're a shoulder mount or if it maybe sits on wrists or something. That'd be kind of cool. Kind of like with the Cosmo, I believe. But you can see her holding a sword. Now this is kind of hard to understand this. I don't really know if this is a brand new sword or if it's just a skin. This is most likely just a skin that they're going to place on the already existing sword. There's really no reason to add new swords, but if they do add new swords, that would be pretty sick. Anyways, you can see her on the axolotl or the tide pup. For those who don't know, the tide pup is a small creature that can transform into a full rideable mount. Yeah, I kind of just spoiled that for you, so sorry about that. But yeah, so you can see that is the size, and yeah, the size does match up. It looks a little bit on the smaller end, but overall, it still isn't bad. Now, directly behind her, in the ocean, you can see some kind of portable, like, barrel thing. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be called or what it is, but it looks like it's going to have either some kind of loot in it, possibly maybe for transporting things. I don't really know. I mean, it has a lamp on it, so you can clearly see it at night, but I don't really know entirely what this could be. I mean, if you zoom in kind of close, you can see cannonballs on it. You can see a treasure chest inside of it. You can see some barrels, and of course you have that lamppost on top. I've seen this in many other pirate games and other just pirate themed stuff, but I'm not entirely sure what that could be. If you do know, leave it in the comments. We have the main ship right here in the back, which actually, hold on a second. Now that I look at this, I just realized something. We have 3 tiers of ships. I didn't even see this until now. So the ships that are like in the main focus are the medium-sized ships, plus then you have the small ships. Look in the background, those ships have 3 sets of sails. The ones in the front only have 2. So these are the medium ships, and those are the galleons in the back. And you can clearly see because it has 2 full layers of cannons. Yeah, it has 2 layers of cannon windows. The other one on the right does not. It's kind of interesting. It's pretty cool though. So yeah, we are getting more than just a couple pirate ships. I thought we were gonna get, you know, like maybe four different types of ships. No, we're getting a lot more than I thought. Overall though, this theme on the red ship looks pretty insane. This is clearly kind of an extinction themed ship to what it looks like. I mean, it has the bones, it has that kind of skull on the front. It looks pretty sick. Now Ark Lords, if you are listening, please, I want the ship from Pirates of the Caribbean. I want the exact ship. Okay, I should be a little bit more specific. I want the ship with the dude with, oh my god, I can't think of his name. I think it was Davy Jones or something. He was like a squid man or whatever. I want that like sunken ship. I want the ghost ship. That is what I want. And the Black Pearl. That'd be kind of sick. But who knows? Ark may do it. They may. But I mean, we can only wait and see. We don't have that much longer until the game actually comes out. So it's going to be pretty awesome when it does. Overall though, this right side has a more darker kind of toned theme to it. And you can't really see any NPCs on the ships either. I was trying to like look for it, not really NPCs, but like players on the ships, because I was trying to look for it, but that also kind of pushes my rumor out a little bit more. You know, why can't we see any NPCs, or is it just because they ran out of time? It could be. But I do wonder if we can like get some type of NPCs. I mean, we had NPCs on Atlas, right? Why couldn't you have NPCs on here as well? Because if you do know how the cannons worked, they came with like manned people with them. You could aim them certain ways, and they kind of acted as a turret almost. So they would sit there on the ship, wait until it sees an enemy, and then it would kind of like fire depending on where the enemy is. And it would usually hit, sometimes accurate, but mostly always off. Still though, I'm really hoping for that. That would be just insane. The ship in the background, again, you can't really see that much. You can see a lot more on the green one than you can with the red one, unfortunately. But yeah, that's kind of all that you can really see with this image. The last huge notable thing that I noticed was the fact that the ocean system looks quite crazy here. If this is how it's gonna look in game with the white caps and like the crashing actual like waves, that's gonna be kind of insane. I was expecting, you know, kind of bumpy like water and all that. This looks like full on like warfare with the ships and the ocean system. Also, the sky isn't really as dark as I was expecting. That could just be a design that they chose, I don't know. Either way though, this image has too much going on. It's just crazy to me. So yeah, that's pretty much it here. I will cover the last couple things before I end the video in case you want to kind of look over it. So yeah, that's all that we have so far for Tides of Fortune. I have a few other Arc News videos if you guys want to go check those out. I should have them either on screen now or just go on the channel and go like look at all the other information. I've been trying to cover everything that I possibly can. So anyways, in the rest of this community crunch, Arc actually goes over a couple interesting things. First of all, we have the 11th anniversary Alienware giveaway. I don't know if Arc gave away something every single year with Alienware. I don't recall them doing this, but it looks like we are getting a laptop that is just being given away. It's Alienware 16X Aurora gaming laptop. I'm not entirely sure with the Alienware software if that's like really good or not. I would assume it's pretty good because Arc, you know, Arc doesn't really run on anything, so it needs to be a good laptop. That'd be kind of embarrassing if they gave away a nice computer and it couldn't run Arc. Anyways, it says, in celebration of 11 years of Arc and the upcoming Tides of Fortune, we've partnered with Alienware and Intel Gaming to give away a custom skinned Alienware Aurora 16X gaming laptop. To enter, like, repost, and reply this post with your best tame and hashtag Tides of Fortune. Pretty easy to do, so it basically doesn't say that you have to purchase the actual game or anything. So if you do want to go enter to potentially win, you know, a laptop, your chance of winning is probably decently high, considering there's probably only going to be a couple thousand people that enter this, so I would definitely go enter it. I know that I'm gonna be doing that for sure. And next up, we have something else kind of cool, which is the Super Survival Summer is Here bundle. Now, this is a bundle that was built by Steam, and guess what? They actually incorporated Arc into this. First, I thought this was something that Snail Games did. They always try and do all this crap, but no, this is by Steam. And they put this in here. This was in the like top 10 survival games, and Arc is in this bundle, meaning we're going to have a lot more players on this game here soon. Arc is currently on sale, very cheap. I think it's like $14 currently, and will be $14 for a good bit. Anyways, this basically says, summer survival tip: build a craft, enjoy the breeze, and learn what a lead sickness is the traditional way. Super Survival Summer is here. 10 survival games, 1 very dangerous Steam bundle, and plenty of new ways to lose your gear. Then it just says loot it here. So this is a cool little bundle, and you don't have to purchase all 10 of them to kind of get this. You just have to purchase one of them. They're all on sale, and this comes with a lot of other games too. So if you do like some other kind of survival games that are like Arc, go check out this bundle. I know it has Conan in here. It has Rust as well. It has Pal World, and then a few other games as well. I don't really play any of the other ones there. Overall though, it's pretty cool. We also have the official Conquest servers, which if you do know, that's owned by Snail Games. I don't really like to support them based off of their past, so don't join those servers. Simple as that. They will quite literally hack you. So yeah, anyways, that's really it for the community crunch. We have the ArcPoc servers wiping here soon actually. So we are getting fresh servers for Tides of Fortune. That'll be kind of fun if you want to go check that out. That is usually around 5x rates, you know, on that. And it's usually always fun to do. So if you do want to go check that out, that will be a pretty fun server. It wipes once a month. And anyways, that's it for today's community crunch. That is it for today's Arc News as well. Hope you guys did enjoy. Don't forget to leave a like if you're new, and please hit that subscribe button, as we are almost at 100,000 subs. We are 15,000 subscribers away, guys. 15K. We should be hitting this within a year from now. So yeah, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And anyways, thanks for watching.